My stepdad has been replacing his body parts with dolphin parts for the past 8 years, and I just found his collection of discarded human pieces in the freezer. It started after his diving accident in 2016. He came back from that Florida trip with bandages covering half his torso, claiming he'd been attacked by a propeller. But the scars looked too precise, too surgical. He became obsessed with dolphin anatomy videos, spending hours studying their bone structure and muscle composition. The first replacement was subtle. He said he needed surgery on his damaged hand, but when the bandages came off, his fingers were longer, more webbed. His grip strength increased dramatically. He could hold his breath underwater for 20 minutes. Then came the leg surgery. Again, he claimed it was related to the accident, but the new limb moved differently. Too fluid, too graceful. He started swimming laps in our pool for hours, moving through the water with an unnatural efficiency that made my skin crawl. Last month I noticed his teeth changing. Sharper, more pointed. When I asked about it, he just smiled and made clicking sounds under his breath. His eyes developed a strange reflective quality, like they were designed for underwater vision. I found his journal hidden in the garage, page after page of detailed surgical notes, contact information for black market organ dealers, and photographs of dolphin dissections. But the most disturbing entries described his transformation plan. He wasn't just replacing damaged parts, he was systematically becoming something else. The final entry was dated yesterday. He wrote about the final surgery, the one that would complete his metamorphosis, brain tissue replacement. He'd found a way to integrate dolphin neural pathways with human consciousness. This morning I discovered the chest freezer in the basement. Inside were carefully labeled containers holding what used to be my stepdad. Heart, lungs, sections of brain tissue, all perfectly preserved. The containers were empty. Something had consumed every piece from the inside out. What I found next made me realize my stepdad wasn't working alone. Hidden behind the freezer were medical charts for our entire family. Mom, me, even my little sister who visits on weekends. Each chart had detailed notes about our blood types, organ compatibility, and something called integration potential. My chart was covered in red check marks. That's when I heard the clicking sounds coming from upstairs. Not just one voice, but multiple sources creating a symphony of dolphin calls throughout the house. I crept up the basement stairs and found them in the living room. My stepdad was there, but so were 3 other people I'd never seen before. All of them had the same webbed fingers, the same reflective eyes, the same unnatural way of moving. They were communicating entirely in clicks and whistles, passing around what looked like surgical instruments. One of them turned toward me and I recognized her face from missing person posters around town. Sarah Martinez had disappeared 6 months ago while swimming at the local beach, but now she had a dolphin's dorsal fin protruding from her back and gills opening and closing along her neck. They'd been building a colony. My stepdad wasn't the first or the only one. The dolphin consciousness was spreading, creating hybrid creatures that could live both on land and underwater. They were preparing for something bigger. The clicking stopped abruptly and all 4 heads turned toward me in perfect synchronization. My stepdad's mouth opened, revealing rows of sharp teeth as he spoke in a voice that sounded like drowning. "Time for your surgery, kiddo." I ran toward the front door, but it was locked from the outside. The windows were sealed shut. They'd been planning this moment for months, turning our house into an operating room. As they surrounded me with their surgical tools, I realized the empty containers in the freezer weren't evidence of consumption. They were preparation for tomorrow's harvest. And I was next.